Today we are looking at HTML basics. This is the programming language for websites, and it's rather easy. We're not going to show you a lot of terms, and this way you can just type your site out like you're writing a story, upload it as a text file, TXT, plain text, and then convert it to an HTML file by renaming it once it's up on your site. All HTML files start with the term HTML in these little brackets, and they end with a slash mark before the HTML in these little brackets. That right there would be a page. The little annotation there starts the site with the exclamation point. That is not visible to the user. It is only visible to the programmer while they are editing HTML. This is for you to tell yourself something about the program inside of it. And I'm showing it here to you to let you know how you start and end the program. Now, we're going to actually start writing a program. We start with HTML on top inside the brackets. Then we start with head. That's our header file. All code has to be inside those brackets. Title. This is where your page title goes, and that's what will be visible on the browser. And you end it with the slash mark title. Meta tags are important. These are your keywords. This is what Google searches and Bing searches will look for on the internet. And you want to describe in 1 or 2 words either what your site is about or what the keywords are for the site. And this is a book site, so you're going to say book, mystery, science fiction, horror, whatever type of book you write. I write nonfiction. I would put down nonfiction. And then the description down there is for the name of your book or your name, the site name, Doc D's Books, or the book title, How to Start a Record Label. And then we close by the bracket with the slash mark and the head, and that ends our head. Now we go to the body. The body is what is visible to the person visiting the site. And you can either display an image in the background, such as your book, but it would be tiled. Or for a Martian book, you can get a NASA picture of Mars. You can get one of those pictures taken by the probes. They're perfectly legal to use. You can get a picture of the Andromeda Spiral if you're doing a science fiction book. You just can't use somebody's face. NASA pictures or pictures from Pixabay. If you don't use a picture, you can make the background a color, and you can specify that color as a color. Now here you see body style equals, and in quotes, background dash color, colon, black. It can be black, red, blue, green, yellow, any standard color, purple, magenta. You can also give it an RGB number, and these are for more advanced programmers. You will probably not be doing this. You have to tell it what registers for the R, G, and B is. And this is for like custom colors. You can also give it hexadecimal colors. Again, this is for the more advanced programmer. You're not going to necessarily be doing this, but if you watch the movie The Martian, he was communicating to the Earth in 16-bit hexadecimal numbers. And that is letters A through F and numbers 0 through 9. And this gives you 1,000,000 colors this way. But again, it's for advanced programmers. Once you're inside the body, everything is left flush. If you want everything centered, you put the center inside the brackets. If you want to display a picture, say of your book cover, you use that image SRC with the minute marks, and you put what the JPEG or PNG or BMP image file is, and whatever picture you show has to be public domain or your own book cover, and you have to have the rights to it. You do not put pictures you get from Bing, you do not pictures you get from Google. If you get them from Pixabay, you can put it here. And you can specify the width either in pixels, which is cumbersome, or percentages. and that's the percentage of the total width of the screen. You can do it as 20%, 30%, 40%, 50%. But as you change the width, the height's going to change along with it, and it's going to take up more of the screen space. Now, these H numbers in brackets here, 1 through 5, these make large, bold, headline-style text. You would use these for your site name, you would use these for like your book name, and you pick the one that is the right size for the text that you're doing at the time. And you can do this anywhere in the program. You just have to put the bracket H1 or H2 or H3, and then the text, and then you have to end it with the same number, the slash H1, 2, 3, 4. Same thing with center. When you're done with everything in the center, you use the slash mark, the brackets, and the center, and that ends centering, and everything then goes back left flush to the left side of the screen. This is how we work with text. Brackets B makes the text bold. You got to close it when you're done with it. Slash B in the brackets, that ends it. After that, it goes back to being plain text. Brackets I makes your text italics. The same thing, you have to end it with the slash brackets I. Brackets U makes your text underlined. Again, you have to go slash U in the brackets to end it. You can also specify font sizes. Now, these don't make it necessarily bold or anything like your headlines do, but these will make your text bigger. You can think of them as fonts. You can think of them as picas. You can think of them as, when you work in your word processor, you usually use 12-point type. On the computer here, 12-point type might be font size 2 or 3. Font size 1 is what you would use for contracts. It's the little tiny letters. So you can specify your font size, and you have to end it with the slash in the brackets font, and then it returns to default, which is font size 1. You can also magnify the fonts to a degree. There is an upper limit. I think the upper limit on font size is 7. I think after that it doesn't go any higher. If you do a font size +3 in front of the font size 7, it doesn't change it any. But if you do font size +3 in front of font size 2, it will make it larger. So if you want to make it temporarily larger, you do it with the +3. And again, you have to end it with the font. Bracket P starts a new paragraph. If you want to write that way, you start with the P, and then you write your text until you're finished. And then when you start your next paragraph, you would use another P. You can also space paragraphs by using the BR in the brackets. This makes a blank line. It's like a line feed. HR in the brackets makes a physical line across the screen, like a barrier, like a separator, separating the top portion from the bottom portion. If you need to separate something on the screen, like if you're writing multiple books, if you're writing a book above here and then a book below, you would use the HR to separate the two so that people know that you're looking at a new book. This is how you move from page to page with the in the brackets href equals, and then in the quotes, page HTML. And then after that comes the prompt to the person looking at this. My book or my bio. That's a link. When you click on my book or my bio, you go to that new page. You leave the existing page and go to the new page. And that /A in the brackets ends this. That's how it knows the full thing is ended. That's your A, which starts it up here, and your A, which ends it. Now, if you want to send them to a new page and keep them on the old page, say you're on the index, or say you're on all your books, and you want to show them a specific book, you use this target setting with the quote marks _ blank. Buy my book here. This would be a link to like Amazon to buy a book, or Barnes & Noble, or Powell's, or Books A Million, and it would be to your book there so that they can buy it. Below here is basically The same thing as the top one, except we are using an image for the book as well. So we have the page reference here, and then the My Book. This would be the cover of your book. It's a small picture of your book. It shows the person what the book cover looks like, and it's Buy It Here. Again, you can either click on the book or click on the Buy It Here, and you go to Amazon or Powell. The final one is just the picture of it, the /A in the brackets after it, and when a person clicks on the book, they go to a new page. And finally, these are how you end things. You have to always end font sizes or font colors with the / in the brackets font. You have to end centering if you want to go back to being left with the / in the brackets centering. When you're through with your document, when you're through with everything in your document, / body in the brackets, that ends the body area of the page, and then /HTML, and that ends the page. Once again, just to refresh you on this, HTML starts the page, and the / in the brackets HTML ends the page. And you start it on the top, way up here, with the head, and that's where your meta tags are, and that's where your title is if you want a title to show in the browser on their page, and if you want keywords so that searches can find your page. And you have to end that with /head in the brackets, and then your body starts, and the body is what the user sees. And here is a full page. This is a page for my books. I'm calling it Doc D's Books. In my own site, this would be called index.html, and that's in lowercase as a general rule. Files are always usually in lowercase because they are case sensitive. If you have JP and the G is big, you have to put that into the links, otherwise it won't find it. And you've got to make sure you have all these quote marks, and you got to make sure you have all these brackets done right. You're missing a bracket, you're missing a quote mark, the program ends right there and you have an error. These are my sites. You can go there and check them out yourself. I will put a link down below. You can go check and see how the site itself looks and how the site itself works, and you can download this code page and replace it with your own name, your own types of books, your own pictures, and your own page numbers. And you can add books to it. You can add, if you got 3 books, you just simply change the size of the percentage. You make them 10% or 15% or 5%. And that way you can have like 10 books in a row and a person just clicks on it. Or you can put a BR and make 2 lines of books with them being 10% each or 15% each. Or you can make 3 lines of books. That's up to you. You're the one making the page. But you can use this page as a starter, and it will be a text file, and you'll be able to download it. And that's our look at HTML basics. There's a lot more to HTML than just this, but this is enough to get you by. This is enough to make a website, and to make a good-looking website. You can have graphics. You can create your own graphics in Paint. You can put pictures up. You can put backgrounds up. You really want to keep it as simple as possible. You really want to keep it with your name, a picture of the books, and then links to things like your bio or to detailed pages for your books. And you will see detailed pages on my books, including where they're available for purchase. And that's our look at HTML basics. If you found this interesting, give me a thumbs up. Don't forget to subscribe, and have a good writing day.